What's going on, y'all? It's JD Piquel with On3. Today on the Hard Count, we have Jerry Hamilton, On3 national recruiting analyst, to talk about another big get for the Texas Longhorns. Welcome into the Hard Count. We have a very special guest today with a rapid reaction from four-star cornerback Malik Muhammad, just committed to Texas. We are joined by Jerry Hamilton, On3 national recruiting analyst. It's a mouthful, Jerry. Jerry, first of all, how are you doing?
I'm good. I was up in Dallas South Oak Cliff High School for the big announcement of Malik Muhammad, On3 consensus four-star cornerback, another big pickup for the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, you said it. A big get for the Longhorns. They continue to be on, I guess you would call this a heater. What sealed the deal for Texas in this recruitment?
Yeah, I think, what's interesting, growing up in Texas, being here, cutting my teeth in the business in the state of Texas, is there's certain kids that I think kind of profile to certain universities. And first off, I think Malik Muhammad kind of profiles to the University of Texas. I think he's a great personality fit. I think he likes Austin. I think he feels a real fit at the campus and in the city. And then I think he really hit it off with the Texas coaching staff.
Now, was this Texas and then the pack was a few miles behind, or how close was this race when it came down to it for Malik Muhammad?
I think in the last couple of weeks it was Texas and everybody else. But I think Alabama finished second, Texas A&M third. He did go work out for Nick Saban earlier in the summer, did a little personal workout for Coach Saban. And, I think Alabama, a lot of people thought it was Texas versus Texas A&M. I actually think it was Texas and Alabama were the top two at the end of the day.
And Texas continues to surge. You and I talked about it a little bit before this recording, especially in the DFW area, guys like Trey Wisner, guys like Jonte Cook. Is Texas making it a point to be the school in that area, or why has DFW kind of been a sweet spot for the Longhorns?
Yeah, I think it's a great point, JD. And look, Texas struggled in DFW area under Herman, and that had to change. The I-20 corridor in Texas is one of the most talented stretches of miles in the entire country. Maybe you take it down with the Miami area and areas in Atlanta and in Los Angeles. But that Dallas area along I-20 is so talented. You talk about the schools like Dallas South Oak Cliff, who's on the rise, won his first state championship in football last year, undefeated. But Duncanville, DeSoto, where Jonte Cook and Trey Wisner go. Obviously, Duncanville's immensely talented. Cedar Hill over the years. You just go up and down all the way up to Mansfield and the Arlingtons. Texas has Jamel Johnson committed from Arlington Seguin. Texas has Samaj Burrell, top 100 linebacker in the country from North Crowley, which kind of is next to Mansfield before you get to Fort Worth. That's just an unbelievably talented stretch.
Moving to Malik Muhammad as a football player, how do you see him fitting in this Texas Longhorn defense?
I think he's, first for the people that haven't seen Malik, we have him ranked number 30 overall in the latest edition of the On 300, which was updated Monday. That seems like a week ago, by the way. But look, he is a smooth, natural cover corner. Really good feet, really good hips. Not a guy who's rushed. He plays with patience at the cornerback position, but he's just such a smooth mover. And he's a kid who we call it wiry strong, JD. But when you see him in person, he's a little more than wiry strong. Yeah, he's 5'11", 175. He's always had some muscle definition in his lower body, calves, thighs, and everything. But now he's getting a little more muscle definition up top. So he looks like a guy that you look at now heading into his senior year, say, okay, he can play and run support early at the college level. Because it's easy to say, okay, can this guy stay attached? Is he a natural cover guy? But then it gets to the rest of that. How can you get off blocks and actually play the run? Are you good in the run force? And he's a guy who's a physical football player. He's more than a smooth corner. And I think that being ahead from a strength standpoint headed into Texas next year gives him on the field.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the cafeteria in Austin? I'm sure they'd have no problem putting weight on him and get into that weight room, all that. I'm sure that will definitely benefit him. Obviously, still has his senior year to play, but if you were to guess, is he a guy that you could see contributing as a true freshman, or maybe throw a redshirt on him? How early do you think we see Malik Muhammad on the field at Texas?
I think he'll be on the field as a freshman in some capacity. Does he challenge for a starting job? Too early to know that. But look, Deshaun Jameson graduates, right? This year he's back for a fifth year at Texas. There's some young players like a Terrence Brooks at Texas signed in the last class who's very talented. He could end up being more of a corner, nickel, or even safety. Such a versatile defensive back, there's going to be opportunities for some young corners to come in and compete right away, at least work their way into the two deep, and maybe at some point their freshman year compete for a starting job. A lot of that comes down to our guys' early graduates, right? I mean, that's the big theme now. Are you graduating high school in December, getting there in January? Because having that time, having that spring practice and in that off season ahead of summer workouts is so big for these guys. But Malik Muhammad's a guy I expect to be on the field. I don't see a red shirt in his future, barring injury. I expect him to be on the field. Is he going to compete for a starting job? Too early to say that, but I think he can push some guys.
Well, Jerry, I appreciate you making time on a Wednesday where you're driving here, there, all over the state. Appreciate you coming on, dropping some knowledge on us. Folks, if you haven't yet, follow Jerry on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to keep this party rolling. Jerry, thanks so much, man.
You got it, JD. Talk to you next time.
Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.